Live Dogs MMA here. UFC 307, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree. Super stoked. Got some awesome bets coming out. Got some good picks for you guys. We got a lot of fights on this card, so without further ado, let's bust it wide open. The first fight is going to be Tim Means versus Court McGee. They're both kind of slower now. They're both less durable now. Court McGee used to be a guy that was pretty durable. Still plodded forward, still was a little bit slow. He's just an ultra worse version of himself now. Tim Means is as well, but I think he's got a little more fight in him. I'm not sure if we're going to get a slow decision here or if we're going to get a late finish. Like I said, I think Court McGee's durable, has always been a durable guy, but he doesn't have that anymore, and neither does Means. I think the first one that lands a really good punch, the fight could be over. But who's a better puncher? It's Tim Means. So I'm going to take Tim Means here. Not sure how it's going to end. Don't have a lot of bets on it, but that's my pick. Next up, we got Ovince St. Preux versus Ryan Spann. This one's tough, man, because I think they both suck. I have made a lot of money fading Ryan Spann. And OSP's a guy I always liked and still like, but much like the guys I mentioned previously, he's not quite as explosive and quite as athletic as he used to be, and we're not seeing that awesome submission game that he used to have, or the crafty, I would say crafty, right? So it's tough. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm actually going to take OSP. I just think that OSP is still durable enough to work his game against Ryan Spann, who he's just not good. He's a big guy, but he's not going to be that much bigger, and he's not going to out-muscle a guy like OSP that much. Remember, OSP has been in there with John Jones. Big guys like Kennedy and Zuku, and winning that fight. Ryan Spann's been beat by Anthony Smith twice. So, and everyone says he's this big power puncher, but he's not really that powerful, to be honest, in my opinion. He doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? Well, he'd scare. I mean, if I saw him, he'd beat the hell out of me. But I mean, like, as a fighter, like as a bettor, his power doesn't scare me. So don't get it twisted. He beat the hell out of me, but I don't think he's gonna beat the hell out of OSP. So I'm gonna take OSP here, taking the second dog of the night. Don't take it to the bank. You really probably shouldn't even bet this, but if you're going to, you might as well ride with the dog. Next up, Carla Esparza, Tecia Torres. She always going to be Tecia Torres. I'm going to take Tecia Torres tentatively. This is another one I wouldn't bet. If you're going to bet this fight, I would bet the prop for split decision. Go ahead and look at their Tapology. You're going to see a lot of split decisions, and especially on the Tecia Torres side. She's had a lot recently. Carla Esparza, her wins have been split decisions or damn near could have. I do tend to chase the split decision props on these women fights sometimes, but man, when they hit, it's really sweet, and I think that's a good spot here if you're gonna just sprinkle, you know what I mean? But for me, I really think it's kind of at this point in their careers a 50-50 fight. I'll go with the odds makers, and I'll go with Tecia Torres. Then we got Alex Hernandez versus Austin Hubbard, another 50-50 fight. Hubbard's just not dangerous, man. He's just not dangerous. And Alex Hernandez is not a high IQ fighter. Doesn't have the greatest gas tank. So who do you trust? I'd like to see Austin Hubbard get it. And this is not a fight that I'm putting a lot on either. But I'm going to take Alex Hernandez. I think Alex Hernandez is still a little more vicious. And, he could be able to hurt Austin Hubbard in there, so we'll see. Then we got Ihor Potieria versus Cesar Almeida. I do want to say I am picking Cesar Almeida, but I don't think Cesar Almeida is as good as the UFC is telling us he is. I understand he's had the kickboxing. I understand he's been in there with Alex Pereira, and that's why I'm picking him to win this fight. But also, Ihor Potieria is badass. Like, low-key badass. This guy can shock you. I mean, he can go out there. He still hits hard. He can mix it up. He's just not really a high-level fighter in the UFC. And he's... I don't know. I really don't know how to say it, man. Like, he doesn't suck. But he gets a worse rap than he deserves. But he has a ceiling. and this is probably it. But I don't think the odds should be this far apart. I'm going to take Almeida. Marina Rodriguez versus Yasmin Lucindo. This one was tough for me. Lucindo, she's small. So I was thinking at first, like, you know what? Marina Rodriguez being 37 and Lucindo being like 22, 23. This is that kind of fight. The same kind of fight back if you ever watched when I predicted the Joshua Van and Charles Johnson fight. I said Joshua Van is young. He's in his early 20s. Charles Johnson's a bigger guy, a longer guy, a good striker, and he's a vet. He's the type of guy that could spoil the party for a young guy like Joshua Van. And what happened? It broke my heart, but I saw it coming. For the most part, not like that, but I expected a decision. I expected Van to probably lose because of that. And that's kind of how I looked at this. But then I realized she's been in there with smaller women and they've beat her. Then I realized her age, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're going to see Lucindo improving every time. And Rodriguez really isn't. So, close fight. But I think I'm going to take Lucindo. And so far, I'm probably most confident in her than anyone we've seen so far, or that I've mentioned so far. So Lucindo for me, and I think it'll be a decision. Stephen Thompson, sorry you guys, might as well get used to it now. Stephen Thompson versus Joaquin Buckley. This one's tough too. I feel like Stephen Thompson's a better striker. I like the decision prop on Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson by decision. It's plus money. Check it out. I'll have some official props for y'all later. Even though I do like that prop and I may play it, I'm actually going to go with Joaquin Buckley though, because at this stage of the game, when it comes to Stephen Thompson's durability, I question it. And Buckley, as bad as he may be in a lot of spots, he's got power. And he's got the wrestling. So I think if he mixes it up, he can keep Thompson down, tire him out, and maybe get a second round finish, you know. So it's a tough one, but hell, they're all tough ones. I keep finding myself saying that, so that's how I know, right? But I'm confident in these picks. I did a lot of research to get here and a lot of thinking because they're close. But it's Joaquin Buckley. I think it's his time. It's his time to shine. I hope Stephen Thompson gets it. Didn't go high on Buckley, but I threw him in a couple parlays. Yeah, it's going to be Buckley for me, y'all. Sorry. Then we got Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. I'm going to take Roman Dolidze. Kevin Holland gets cracked a lot in his fights. Roman Dolidze is a pretty good grappler himself. I don't worry too much. I could see like a Hail Mary submission. Or I could see Holland, if Holland does get past the first couple rounds, maybe mixing it up and showing that, you know, that striking, because he's a good striker. But Roman Dolidze just storms you, man. And you know, if you look at that Michael Oleksiejczyk fight, they said the arm was broke. The arm was never broke. They shouldn't have. I mean, he was locked, but he wasn't tapping. And you know what I mean? It's just like, it was kind of a fluky win. I know I'm going to get hate for saying that, but just go back and look at it and do your research. Like, the dude's arm wasn't broke and he didn't tap, so why'd you stop it? You know what I mean? And if he wants to let it break, let it break. But anyways, yeah, Kevin Holland is kind of a journeyman at this point, man. I wouldn't be mad at a Kevin Holland bet, but I think I'm gonna give the edge to Roman Dolidze. Then we got Kayla Harrison versus Ketlen Vieira. Ketlen Vieira shouldn't be this big of a underdog, but she ain't winning. So it's Kayla Harrison. I like the Kayla Harrison by submission prop. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, Kayla Harrison, I think she gets it done. I think she's your future champion in this division. It's a weak division. I really wish they'd get rid of it, to be honest. Like, if Kayla Harrison loses here and Valentina Shevchenko's not going up to get another belt, which I think she should, she goes up and gets another belt. I understand Nunes beat her, but it was a close fight the second time. Arguably, she beat her. I'm not saying she'd be better than Nunes, but she'd at least be in that conversation, because now she's a double champ too. Nunes did get beat by Pena, who we're going to get to later. So, you know, if I'm her coach, I'm like, what left is there to do? Go get that other belt. Save her and Kayla Harrison are the only two that can save this division. Otherwise, I want it gone. So, but anyways, I'm getting off track. Yeah, Kayla Harrison, and then I'm gonna take Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo is gonna be my live dog of the card. Live dog all the way. I can't believe he's an underdog. I think they're just. What are they doing? Are they going off his age? I mean, there's nothing here that tells me he's slow. He's not durable. Merab couldn't even take this guy down. Merab got, what, 1 takedown or 0 takedowns on him? So Batista ain't going to get him down. If Merab can't get you down, Batista ain't getting you down. And he's going to strike with Aldo? A guy who's only lost to the best fighters in the world, or the best boxers in the world, Peter Yan, Max Holloway, Volkanovski, Marlon Moraes, but most people thought he won that fight. And Marlon Moraes, he's a glass cannon, right? Like, super good striker, but no chin. So, and to me, this is the Joe Martinez fight all over again. And I was all over Jose Aldo as an underdog on that fight. In fact, one of my best bets of the year, and I wish I could remember the prop on it. I think it was plus 650. I got Jose Aldo as an underdog, and I got him most significant strikes and decision prop. So I got all that, and that was awesome, man. So, and I feel like this is just an easier Martinez fight. So for me, man, it's Jose Aldo. I'm really high on him. He's a big dog for me. He's going to be a big dog for us, man. I think he's going to cash. So, Jose Aldo for sure. Now we get into the big ones. Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena. I gave you a little interlude about how I feel about Pena, so I probably gave it away. I am taking Raquel Pennington. I will not tell you I'm a super high on this pick because it is WMMA. But what's Pena gonna do? Submit her? That's her only chance. Is Rocky gonna let her get that close? Is Rocky gonna slip up and somehow fall to the canvas against the cage? Rocky, despite how she's not exciting, she's not a real big finisher. She's not gonna have a highlight reel of any kind to look at. But Julia Pena is just a shittier version of Bueno Silva. So I don't see how she beats Pennington. I think if you're betting Pena here, you're throwing money away. I don't see any prop here for her. I mean, if you want to do the submission prop because you like flushing money down the toilet and you like her, you think she's hot when she's not, but you know what I mean. Whatever you want, but it's Raquel Pennington, y'all, and thank God because I can't stand Pena, man. And, Raquel Pennington. At least she sucks in her own way, but at least she don't run her mouth. You know what I mean? Because Pena sucks and she's running her mouth, and her trash talk sucks. I mean, all around, just. And it's not a biased pick because I'm not really I don't hate them all. I just, you know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of either one of them. So I'm just strictly looking at what kind of skills they have and what kind of skills they offer. And I think that Raquel Pennington is just gonna be too strong. Her boxing's much better. Her wrestling is not bad. It's improved a lot. It used to be even way worse. And she's got this way of just taking the fight and making it slow and doing what she does. So it's Pennington for me. Main event, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not that high on this card. I'm a huge Magomed Ankalaev fan. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. A lot of people just tend to hate the guy for some reason. I don't know if it's because he's Muslim, because he wrestles sometimes, not all the time, because he's got more finishes. He's got more TKOs in the UFC. He's got anything else. You know what I mean? And I just felt like he deserved this fight. Magomed's beat Ion Cutelaba twice, stopped him. That guy knocked out Rountree. Magomed Ankalaev beat Johnny Walker twice, stopped him. that guy beat Rountree. And that should tell you all you need to know about this fight. Does Khalil hit hard? Yes, he does. Is he going to be the best striker that Alex Pereira has ever fought? Not ever, but in this weight division, yes. But go back and watch the Jacoby fight. I urge you to go back and watch the Jacoby fight, and the Pragnell fight. Was it Pragnell? Yeah, Pragnell. He lost. Pragnell's got more of the frame. He's not as big as Alex, but he's got that frame. And then you take Jacoby striking. Jacoby was style on him, bro. Rountree didn't win that fight. Now they're both very different in styles, but they're similar in like that's your kickboxing match. That's your Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree kickboxing match. But you know, with Pereira style and a more larger frame, which Khalil Rountree struggled with till the end, when who the hell knows what Pragnell was doing at that point. So if you want to be the guy who picks Rountree, you're going to get a lot of clout, and that's really cool. And I wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to take a Hail Mary on the knockout prop, because Pereira does get hit. He does leave himself open. I've said that for a while. And the reason I got so hip to that is when I watched him fight Yuri the first time. When he fought Yuri the first time, dude, Yuri was just throwing from different angles, getting inside and landing on him. And I was worried that somebody eventually would do that. But he has tightened that up, and I don't see anybody doing it anytime soon. So I am taking Alex Pereira, and I'm very confident that that's it. That this is his fight. Now, I'll tell you a couple props I've got, and then I'll put everything else for you tomorrow. I like Alex Pereira by KO in the second round. If you look at his Tapology report, and you just have a really good memory, you'll notice early in the second is when he gets most of his TKOs. He's a little slow, feels you out, and kind of lets you throw. He kind of lets people do their thing for a few minutes. And that's how he gets them. He lets them get comfortable in there. Like, okay, yeah, I can box with this guy. And then you find out, no, you can't. So, yeah, I think I like the KO second round prop for Alex. But any plus money you can find around a KO or a second round or even a first if you're feeling froggy, or the under 1.5, all of those are good. But just a straight money line on him, it's not paying nothing. So look for that. I like Pennington by decision. I think that's a great prop here. Or the over. The over would be good, but it ain't paying much. So look at that plus money prop on decision Pennington. That's a plus money prop. Aldo. I like Aldo by decision. That's a plus money prop as well. And I'll get the numbers for you when I put that stuff out. I'm just going through a couple for you guys. Kayla, every prop I play is going to be dog money, so don't even worry about it. Kayla Harrison by submission. Yeah, I like that one. I think it's paying a lot more than the decision, and why not, man? She's done it before, so yeah, I'm going to go with Harrison by submission. I don't have one for Delidzi and Holland. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I like him by decision, but I still think Buckley's the A side here. He's the better pick. So do what you will with that. Maybe look at the knockout prop for Buckley, but I don't know. Then we've got Marina Rodriguez, Yasmin Lucindo. I like the over on that. Ihor Pereira and Cesar Almeida. I like Almeida by KO. If it's paying, I haven't looked at that. I'm not putting any props on that one. I don't have any props on Hubbard. Esparza and Pennington, like I said earlier, I like the split decision. And that's pretty much what I got. I'll go over the rest of you guys with tomorrow. Let me know who you have below. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the hate. Appreciate the discourse. And until I see you guys again, let's get paid. Toodles.